The storm that's been brewing all season finally erupted when Garrett publicly called out head coach Kevin Stefanski for what he described as negligence, specifically, his refusal to bring Shadur Sanders onto the roster. For Garrett, the lack of accountability and offensive progress has pushed him to the edge. Garrett's comments were not subtle. He questioned the team's offensive strategy, the decision-making from the sidelines, and the insistence on sticking with Dylan Gabriel, a quarterback whose performances have left fans baffled and teammates frustrated. The all-pro defensive end has long been the face of discipline and leadership in Cleveland, but his patience seems to have run out. Week after week, the Browns lose in the same fashion: slow starts, stagnant offense, and wasted defensive efforts. Garrett, who has carried the defense on his back, now finds himself voicing what many players whisper behind closed doors. The team feels stuck, and the blame, in his eyes, starts at the top. Gabriel's struggles have become impossible to ignore. His inconsistency has infected the offense like a lingering illness. At times, he shows flashes of capability, but when the pressure mounts, his weaknesses are exposed. Garrett pointed out that Gabriel often throws based on assumption, expecting receivers to be in spots they never reach, resulting in missed opportunities and unnecessary turnovers. These aren't just small mistakes. They're drive-killing errors that crush momentum and leave the defense stranded. Garrett's critique wasn't only directed at Gabriel, but also at Stefanski's offensive design: predictable, ineffective, and lacking the creativity necessary to outsmart opponents. It's the kind of system that leaves players questioning whether their efforts are being wasted. What makes this situation even more volatile is the stark contrast between the Browns' defense and their offense. The defense has been dominant, consistently holding opponents to manageable scores and giving the team every chance to win. But the offense keeps collapsing under pressure, unable to capitalize. Gabriel, who was once viewed as a steady hand, has been anything but. His accuracy has dipped, his reads are slow, and his inability to handle pressure has turned him into a liability. Though he managed 2 early touchdowns in the first half of the last game, his performance unraveled as the clock ticked down. The fourth quarter was a nightmare: fumbles, missed reads, and costly sacks that destroyed any hope of a comeback. Meanwhile, the fans' attention, and increasingly the locker rooms, has shifted towards Shadur Sanders. His brief appearances and reputation from previous games have ignited a sense of possibility. Analysts and insiders are convinced he could bring life back to the Browns' offense. The frustration comes from the fact that Sanders has been relegated to second and third team reps in practice, despite showing the hunger and preparation of a true leader. Reports from within the organization suggest that Sanders has become a fixture in the facility, arriving early and staying late, working with coaches, and mastering the playbook. To Myles Garrett, that dedication is what separates him from others, a drive that's impossible to ignore. Garrett's admiration for Sanders isn't based on hype. It's based on what he's witnessed firsthand. "Almost every morning you see him in there," Garrett said. Talking through plays, talking through schemes with coaches, making sure he's ready for his moment when it comes. That kind of commitment, especially from a young player, speaks volumes. For Garrett and others in the locker room, it's clear that Sanders isn't just talented, he's prepared. He wants to lead, and that's something the team has been missing under Gabriel. The growing sentiment within the locker room is being echoed by the media. Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most respected voices covering the Browns, recently made waves with her strong endorsement of Sanders. She called him the best passer in the game right now, and compared his accuracy to Josh Allen's, highlighting his natural arm talent and field awareness. Her comments reignited the fan base's hope, painting Sanders as a quarterback who could not only execute plays, but inspire belief, something that's been sorely lacking. She also questioned why Stefanski continues to hesitate, especially when every sign points to Sanders being ready to step in and take control. Then came Jerry Jeudy's comments, which poured gasoline on an already roaring fire. The wide receiver openly criticized Stefanski for his handling of the quarterback situation, expressing disbelief that Sanders hasn't been given a real opportunity to start. "It's not going to be perfect all the time," Jeudy said, "but if we connected more, it would give us a better chance of winning." His words cut deep, a reflection of what many offensive players are thinking but can't say outright. To them, it feels like they're being held back by a system and leadership unwilling to adapt. The cracks in the Browns' foundation are now impossible to ignore. Garrett's frustrations, Judy's criticisms, and Cabot's bold statements all point to a team losing faith in its leadership. Stefanski, once praised for his composure and strategic mind, now faces mounting pressure as his decisions are increasingly questioned. His insistence on sticking with Gabriel has created a divide, one side loyal to his process, the other desperate for change. The longer he waits, the more the tension builds. As the Browns' season teeters on the edge, the future feels uncertain. The defense continues to play at an elite level, but the offense's inability to complement that effort is dragging the entire team down. The disconnect between the coaching staff and the players has reached a boiling point, and unless something changes soon, it could mark the end of Stefanski's tenure in Cleveland. The locker room is restless, the fan base is losing patience, and the organization stands at a crossroads, one that could determine not only the season, but the franchise's direction for years to come. Now, the question isn't whether change is coming, it's when. Will Kevin Stefanski finally hand the reins to Shadur Sanders and give the team a chance to rediscover its spark? Or will his loyalty to Dylan Gabriel continue to sink the Browns deeper into mediocrity? The players have spoken. The fans have made their voices heard. And the pressure is building. The next move could define everything. So, what do you think, Browns fans? Has Kevin Stefanski lost the locker room, or does he still have time to turn this around? Is Shadur Sanders truly the answer Cleveland's been waiting for? Or are expectations setting him up for failure? Should the Browns take the leap and make the switch before it's too late, or stick with Gabriel in hopes of consistency? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates, analysis, and deep dives into the drama unfolding in Cleveland.